Welcome back to Unit 3, Atoms and Elements for Chemistry 1. We are on Lesson 3, video number 3. So you need to have your Flynn periodic table out, and we're going to look at how we can do example problems using isotopes. So always make sure you know what everything is in the chart. These are not necessarily always going to be given in this order, but we know that here we have our hyphen method for this. So this is our hyphen method for the isotope name. So we have the element name dash, it's a mass number, A. Here we have the nuclear method, and we know that the nuclear method, we write A as a superscript and Z as a subscript. Here we have A, or the mass number. This is protons plus neutrons. Here we have Z, the atomic number, which is the number of protons. And then you can see here we have number of protons, number of neutrons, and number of electrons. So you can see that Z, the atomic number, its definition is a number of protons. So these two things in this chart are going to be the same. And looking at our relationships that we wrote up here, number of neutrons is the mass number minus the atomic number, or A minus Z. So we can write that here. And then the number of electrons is equal to the number of protons. So these two columns are going to be the same also. But again, these might not be in this particular order, so you can't always do that. You have to know what they mean in order to figure these out. So let's look at our first one here. Platinum 201. So that 201 tells us its mass number. So we can write that right in there. To find the atomic number of platinum, we have to find platinum on the periodic table. And in this case, platinum is right here. It is number 78. So we're looking at the blue number up here in the corner. If you forget which one is the atomic number, there's always a key down here. So its atomic number is 78. Since the atomic number is the number of protons, we know what the number of protons is, 78. And then we know that the number of electrons is the same thing as the number of protons, which would be 78. To figure out the number of neutrons, we have to do A minus Z. So 201 minus 78, and that gives us 123 neutrons for this element. I typically save the nuclear column for last. So for this one, remember that we put the symbol of the element, so you might have to look at its symbol on the periodic table, which is PT for platinum. And then we write the A number, the mass number, as a superscript, and the Z number as a subscript. Let's look at the second one. So our second row, all we're given is the mass number and the atomic number. So if we know what the atomic number is, we know what the element is. All we have to do is find number 21 on the periodic table. And if we look at number 21, it's scandium right here. So we look for number 21, we see it's scandium, symbol is SC. So I'm going to go ahead and write down its symbol, and I'm going to write down its name, scandium. So in order to write its isotope or hyphen method name, we need a name of the element, scandium dash A. Well, we're given A as 48. So its name is scandium 48. Its mass number and atomic number given, but we can do number of protons. Remember, number of protons is equal the same thing as atomic number because that's the definition, so 21. The number of electrons is the same as the number of protons, so 21. And then we can subtract these two. So 48 minus 21 gives us the number of neutrons, which is going to be 27. The last thing that we have to fill out is the superscript and the subscript. So A, which was 48, and then Z, 21. On our next example, here we're given the number of neutrons and the number of electrons. So, using this, in order to figure out this one, we need the number of protons. In order to figure out the A number or mass number, we need to add protons and neutrons. In order to figure out the name and the symbol, we need the number of protons. So we have to use the number of electrons, which is equal to the number of protons. So we have 114 protons, and that would be its atomic number also. So we have to look up number 114 on the periodic table. That's towards the end. So number 114 is right here, Fl or flerovium. So we are going to write its name, and I spelled that wrong, Flerom dash, well, I don't know its A number yet. We have to figure that out. I know its symbol is Fl, so I have all the information that I need off of the periodic table. Now I have to figure out what the mass number is. So I know the number of protons and I know the number of neutrons, so all I have to do, according to our little note that we put up here, is add protons and neutrons together. So 247 plus 114 gives me 361. So flerovium 361 would be its hyphen name, and I would put 361 as a superscript and 114 as the subscript for the nuclear method. Our last example, we are just given the nuclear method, but this gives us a lot of information. So I know the bigger of the two numbers and the superscript is A. So that is our mass number of 49. The bottom number, the subscript, is Z, or the atomic number, 15. I know that the number of protons is equal to the atomic number of 15, and I know the number of electrons is equal to the number of protons, which is 15. I can subtract 49 minus 15 and get 34 for my number of neutrons. So now I can go to the periodic table and look up number 15, or the element with the symbol P, and I see that that is phosphorus. So I'm going to write down phosphorus dash its A number, 49. So you now have several worksheets on these that we will go over together through Zoom or using an answer key that I post at a later time. After we go over those and you've had time to practice, we will do a graded worksheet on this and a quiz.